Welcome back to the Cougar Sports Network for Game 2 of today's NAC doubleheader. It's a senior day festivities here in River Forest as the Cougars have already taken down the Stars here in game number 1. A big walk-off victory off the bat of Alyssa Campos to put the Cougars ahead 5-4 in game number 1. And as we head to game number 2, senior Ashley Schro will be dishing inside the circle for one last time on her home field. Schro, a senior from Tampa, Florida. She's been an instrumental part of this CUC team for the last 4 years. And looking to get things done here to start game number 2 off. As you can see on your screen, Schro's number painted into the dirt right outside of the circle. So a very special day here in River Forest. Cougars picking up their first win over the Stars since 2022 in game number 1. And here in game number 2, Schro delivers the first pitch at 1:23 p.m. here on Saturday, May 3rd. Jess Gang still hanging out behind home plate for the Cougars. Looking at that CUC infield, we're looking at a pretty similar lineup to game 1. Maya Lorenas at first. The new change here in the infield, Caitlin Smith at second base, Arissa Santos over at shortstop, and Alyssa Campos over at third base. In the outfield, you've got Lindley Southern out in left, Mykyler Morris in center, and Callie Tierney, another senior for the squad, out in right field. A 2-1 count here. Leading things off for the Stars is number 11, Hannah Vogel. She sits with the 3-1 now. We talked about it in game 1 as Campos scoops that one up and gets a throw over at first. We talked about it in game 1. Both of these teams have already secured their spot in the NAC tournament scheduled to begin next week. The Cougars making their first appearance in the NAC tournament since 2018. Meanwhile, the Dominican Stars, very familiar with the NAC tournament. They won the tournament last year. They made an appearance in the NCAA postseason as that one is fouled off from Liliana Santoyo. The bunt bouncing off of home plate. But as I was saying, the Stars making a run in the D3 National Tournament. Last season they lost in game 1 to Calvin University. They picked up a 1-0 victory to Penn State in game 2 and then lost in game 3 to Case Western. But a quick 2 outs here for the Cougars, and the Stars are forced to operate here with 2 outs to start game number 2. So despite all the teams being locked into the NAC tournament already, nobody has clinched a spot particularly. No seeds have been locked in. Dominican still currently sitting at first in the NAC and followed right behind by Concordia, Wisconsin, and then the Concordia Chicago Cougars sitting in third currently, but nobody has officially locked in their spots as a lot of variables can still happen and change things around a little bit. Ashley Schroll delivering ball number 1 here. The 1-1 count for Reagan Davis makes this a 1-2 count after that one's fouled off along the third base line. Game 1 of today's doubleheader started off with a scoreless first inning before things kind of jumped in and became a little bit of a back-and-forth battle. The Stars really jumped ahead and kind of controlled the majority of the game. They were able to put singular runs up in 4 consecutive innings. Cougars only able to put 1 run up in 2 of those innings that the Stars were able to score in, as that's a line drive right off the glove of Campos. A tough ball to grab, but that's going to make its way into the outfield and give a 2-out base hit for Reagan Davis. And that's going to bring Isabella Olmos up to the plate here for the Stars. Olmos 0 for 3 at the plate in game 1. She's still chasing her first hit of the day, which is unfamiliar territory for her. She's batting .347 on the season, as that ball is going to be rolled foul. Schro collecting it in foul territory along that first base line, and she now sits with the 0-1 count. Sunny day here in River Forest. Wind picking up a little bit, making it a tad chilly, but overall a beautiful day for some Cougar softball as Schro delivers strike number 2 right down the middle. Ashley Schro leads this CUC team in more ways than one. She's been a key arm for them this year and throughout her career as that ball is popped up. It's going foul and unable to be tracked down. But taking a look at Schro, she's pitching a .377 on the season. She's making her 17th appearance here today, her 13th start. She's responsible for 2 saves on the year. She's got 5 wins under her belt this season, 55 2/3 innings pitched, and a team-high 30 strikeouts. She's held her opponents to a .287 batting average, and that's just a small fraction of the greatness that Ashley Schro has provided to the CUC squad over the years. She picked up her first career no-hitter earlier this season down in Florida, going 7 innings, not allowing a single hit against Concordia College, as that one is fouled off the bat of Olmos. One-two count, 2 outs here. Schro gets her sign. She delivers this one. That's going to be put into play. Santos able to glove it and tag second herself, and that's going to be a quick inning for the Cougars, holding the Stars scoreless. We're going to head to the bottom of the first. CUC has the chance to strike first. Taking a look at this lineup for the Cougars, a familiar lineup that we've seen many times before. A lot of similar hitters. Leading things off is going to be Emily Garcia. Batting second will be Caitlin Smith. Batting third will be Jess Gang. Batting fourth, McKyler Morris. Batting fifth, Alyssa Campos. Batting sixth, Maya Lorenas. Batting seventh, Arissa Santos. Batting eighth, Lindley Southern. And cleanup hitter at the end of the lineup for the Cougars will be Callie Tierney. Meanwhile, taking a look at this field for the Stars. Number 21, Rhiannon Rubio, will be getting the start inside the circle here in game number 2. Taking a look at Rubio's stats, she's making her 18th appearance on the season, her 15th start. She's got a .319 ERA, 74 2/3 innings pitched, 60 strikeouts on the season, and she's held her opponents to a .272 batting average. She follows right behind Emma Woodhouse, who pitched all 7 innings in game 1 for the Stars. Emma Woodhouse, a key arm for the Stars. She did a fantastic job in game number 1, throwing 120 pitches across 7 innings, and now handing things over to another reliable arm for the Stars in Rhiannon Rubio. But looking to lead things off for the Cougars is Emily Garcia. Garcia went 0 for 3 at the plate in game 1, so she's chasing her first hit of the day. As the first pitch here is going to bounce off of Garcia. She's going to take her free base and hand things over to Caitlin Smith. Taking a look at this infield here for the Stars. A lot of familiar names as game 1. As we mentioned, Rubio pitching for the Stars. Behind the home plate, Reagan Davis. Over at first, Zubernat, she came in for a little while in game number 1 as Smith's bunt scooped up by Zubernat. That's going to be collected for the out, but it is going to move Garcia over to second. So the sack bunt successful and hands things over to Jess Gang. Rounding out the field for the Stars, almost at second, Santoyo over at shortstop. Riley Davis over at third, and then looking at that outfield going left to right, you got Vogel, Cornell, and Salfi over in right. So familiar lineup here for the Stars as the Cougars have 1 out and a runner on second. First pitch to Gang in there for strike number 1. Jess Gang, another reliable senior for the Cougars. She was 1 for 3 in game 1. She was walked 1 time. Looking to get something rolling here and capitalize on this base runner. She swings at this first pitch here. That's going to be popped up in foul territory, collected by Davis for out number 2. And that's going to put Mykyler Morris now at the plate, operating with 2 outs. Runner on second.
Number 17, Mykyler Morris.
Cougars were fairly effective in game number 1 with 2 outs. As this first pitch is in there for strike number 1 against Morris. This pitch inside misses for ball 1. This one catches that inside corner for strike number 2. 1-2 count now. Cougars in game number 1, 5 for 9 at the plate with 2 outs, looking to keep that going here. And they will, as that ball's going to get down in left field. Rounding and scoring first is Emily Garcia. An RBI single for Mykyler Morris, and the Cougars strike first.
Now batting for the Cougars, the third baseman, number 1, Alyssa Campos.
Alyssa Campos now at the plate for the Cougars. She was responsible for the walk-off hit that secured the win in game number 1 for the Cougars. Trying to keep that momentum rolling here. Operating with 2 outs. Campos 3 for 3 at the plate in game number 1. She's going to let that one go by for strike number 1. Meanwhile, Davis throwing down, trying to catch Mykyler Morris a little bit too far off the bag, but Morris diving back in safely. Campos now sitting with the 0-1 count. That one's going to catch that inside corner for strike number 2 on Alyssa Campos. Now coaching third base for the Cougars, assistant coach Izzy Ortiz. Replacing assistant coach Dave Galitko from game number 1 as Campos pops this ball up and in foul territory, tracking it down is almost for out number 3. CUC leaves a runner stranded, but the Cougars able to strike first and head to the top of the second. CUC on top 1-0 right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the second. Ash Schro still dishing inside the circle for the Cougars, and leading things off at the plate is Riley Davis. She fouls off the first pitch she sees, makes this an 0-1 count. Taking a look around the conference here, lots of other teams playing in their final matchups of the regular season. Rockford defeating El Verno 11-1 in 5 innings. MSOE defeating Marion 4-3 in game number 1. Wisconsin Lutheran and Edgewood still competing right now. Bottom of the 6th, Edgewood leads the Warriors of Wisconsin Lutheran 2-1 As I mentioned, right here on the Cougar Sports Network, CUC defeating Dominican in game number 1, 5-4. So lots of things happening around the conference trying to determine that final seeding as we head into the NAC tournament next week. Right now, the 1-2 count here. Davis connects on that one. She's going to send it into left field, taking a weird hop, but Southern able to glove it and get it in quickly for no extra bases. But Riley Davis, she was 2 for 3 in game 1, and she's taking advantage of that momentum here in game number 2. Quickly making her way on base, and that's going to bring Peyton Salfi up now for the Stars. Salfi 0 for 2 in game number 1, chasing her first hit of the day. Salfi batting .337 on the season. She's responsible for 16 RBIs. She shows bunt. That's a great bunt. Lorraine is able to scoop it. She gets the throw over to Smith at first. But the sacrifice bunt doing its job, and it's moving Davis over to second. Entering the game here for the first time today as the DP, number 12, Madison Butler. Freshman out of Eureka, Missouri. And she's going to look at that first pitch for strike number 1. 1 out on the board, runner over on second. Schro delivering this one. Swung on, fouled off, I believe. That's going to make it an 0-2 count nonetheless. This one's going to be put into play. It's popped high into the infield. Coming up and underneath it is Caitlin Smith for out number 2. Cougars quickly put 2 outs on the board, but the Stars have a runner in scoring position. And Sarah Cornell is at the plate for Dominican, trying to get a 2-out rally rolling here. Cornell 1 for 3 at the plate in game number 1. She swings through the first pitch. She sees for strike number 1. Ashley Schroll staying efficient for the Cougars. 26 pitches thrown so far on the day in her 7 batters faced. As this one swung through once again from Cornell. 0-2 count here. 2 swinging strikes against Cornell. Schroll 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning, holding the Stars scoreless once again. She delivers. That one's just outside, misses for ball 1. This one's going to be popped out of play. Foul right behind the press box, and is going to roll under a car. So avoiding another car on the car counter here in River Forest. If you miss it in game number 1 here at the campus of Concordia University, Chicago, our softball field located right near a busy street. So cars often in danger when they park or drive along Division Street when Cougar softball is playing. But fortunately, only 1 car hit in game number 1, and Cars avoiding that damage here in game number 2 thus far. But 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Schroll delivers this one. It's popped up high. It's foul territory. Tracking it was Lorenas, Schroll, and Gang. Gang flipping her mask off, but she was watching Maya Lorenas to see where she was headed. And unfortunately just falling between the 3 infielders. Couldn't quite get there. So new life here for Cornell. She's still operating with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As that's going to be fouled off along the Cougar dugout once again. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Schroll getting set here. That ball is going to be put into play high into the infield. Smith calling for it and securing the out. So another scoreless inning for the Stars, and the Cougs head to their half of the inning on top 1-0. Due up for the Cougars, Maya Lorenas, Arissa Santos, and Lily Southern. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the second. CUC on top 1-0, holding the Stars to 2 consecutive scoreless innings. Haven't seen that happen for the Stars since the 6th and 7th inning in game number 1. They've been pretty consistent in their scoring all day and all season, as first pitch delivered for ball number 1 to Maya Lorenas. Wind starting to pick up a little bit here in River Forest, as this pitch misses outside for ball 2. Rubio still dishing inside the circle for the Stars. This one clips that outside corner for strike number 1. Two-one count here for Lorenas. She fouls that one off, makes it a 2-2 count. Lorenas 0 for 4 in game number 1. She's chasing her first hit of the day here. This one fouled off. It's popping up. The diving attempt. No good from Zubernot. A great attempt. I couldn't quite tell. I lost track of where that ball was from where I'm sitting, but it was a really great attempt from the senior out of Woodridge, Illinois. Two-two count here. Rubio delivers this one. Swung on, fouled off, out of play, headed towards Division Street. Once again, avoiding any cars. The 2-2 count here. Off the handle, the diving attempt is good from Santoyo. What a great diving effort there from the senior out of Crete, Illinois. And that's going to put one out on the board. Arissa Santos now at the plate for the Cougars. She's 1 for 2 in game number 1. First pitch to Santos misses up and away for ball 1. Wind slowly shifting our center field camera. Seeing more and more of that Cougar dugout decorated for Senior Day festivities that will take place after today's game, but that ball is going to be popped up and collected by Santoyo for out number 2. And That's going to put Lindley Southern now at the plate for the Cougars. Southern 1 for 2 at the plate in game one. She's responsible for 1 RBI. Looking to get some things rolling here for the Cougars with 2 outs. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Rubio sends this one. That's going to catch that outside corner for strike number 1. One and one count here for Southern. Rubio sends this one in well outside. Southern reached a little bit, thought about chasing, instead let it go and took it for ball number 2. 2-1 count now. Rubio sends this one in. In that inside corner, levels the count at 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Rubio trying to hold the Cougars scoreless in the inning. And that's going to miss outside for ball number 3. Southern sitting with the full count. She's going to connect, drop this into shallow center field. A base hit for Lindley Southern gets the Cougars rolling with 2 outs. And that's going to bring Callie Tierney now up to the plate.
Now back for Cougars right fielder number 2, Callie Tierney.
Tierney 1 for 3 in game number 1. She had 2 strikeouts to start the day. Came up clutch big time when the Cougars needed it. Got some base runners on that started that momentum shift towards the end of the game, helping the Cougars secure that 5-4 walk-off victory over the Stars. If you're just now joining us, it is senior day here in River Forest. If you've been on with us all day, you're probably tired of me talking about it, but 3 seniors here for the Cougars. Callie Tierney, one of those 3. She sits with the 0-2 count here. Rubio trying to get the Stars out of this and leave Southern stranded on the bases. And she does. Tierney goes down looking. Rubio able to hold the Cougars scoreless in the inning. We're going to head to the top of the 3rd. CUC still on top 1-0 right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Ashley Schro still pitching for the Cougars. She delivers strike number 1 to Jillian Zubernat. Cougars on top 1-0. As that ball is connected on, Santos able to glove it. The throw a little bit off base, but Lorenas able to scoop it up, keep her foot on, and secure the out. Maya Lorenas, an all-star first baseman for this CUC team. Head coach of the Stars, Chris Lucas, coming over, talking with the field umpire, unhappy about the call. Now both umpires converging here to discuss things. Most likely checking to see if they kept her foot on base. They are going to end up saying that Lorenas pulled her foot, and they're going to keep Zubernat safe. Now head coach of the Cougars, Sarah O'Malley Fisher, she's heated, having a discussion with the umpires. Home plate umpire here in game number 2, Simon Steiner. Field umpire, Robert Williams. Looking like they're going to say that Simon Steiner had a better angle to be able to make that call. Either way, head coach of the Cougars unhappy with that call, but it is going to allow the base runner to stay on. Zubernat safe over at first, and that's going to bring the top of the order up for the Stars. The bunt laid down, the throw in plenty of time. That is going to move Zubernat over to second. This one is going to be close, right up the line. Campos able to glove it. She gets the throw over in time, but that is going to allow Zubernat to make her way over to third on it. Campos checking on Zubernat on the throw, but smart base running allowed her to make her way over to third safely. Now the game-tying run, 60 feet from home plate, but 2 outs on the board. Schro trying to get out of this inning, providing another scoreless one for the Stars, and that one's going to miss outside for ball 1. Davis now at the plate here. She's 1 for 1 in game number 2. She picked up a single in her first at-bat. This one lined over off the glove of Santos. That is going to allow the tying run to score. And Davis safely over at first. Great effort there from Santos, but that was a rocket of a hit. And the Cougars are going to come in and have a little bit of a discussion with that infield. The Stars tying things up here in the top of the third. So a new ball game here, 1-1 off of that big time hit there from Davis. That's going to put almost now at the plate. She's 0 for 1 here. That's going to be connected out and lifted. Morris coming in on it and then jumping to try to collect it. A fatal mistake there, and that's going to allow the go-ahead run to score. And a double for almost puts the Stars ahead by 1. Cougar fans unhappy now, knowing that that should have been an out that just scored. But either way, 2 outs on the board. Cougars 1 out from getting out of this inning. Delivers strike number 1 here to Riley Davis. Davis 1 for 1 here today. She had a single to left field in her first at bat. She's batting .337 on the season. And she now sits with the 1-1 count. This pitch inside for ball number 2. We've seen these two teams go back and forth all day. Game 1 of today started off with the Stars jumping ahead, but the Cougars were able to combat in the second inning, tie things up, and then the Stars were able to put runs up in 3 more consecutive innings. Meanwhile, the Cougars were only able to put one more up in that time frame. So a little bit of a back-and-forth battle that resulted in the Cougars being able to pull ahead in the final 2 innings. Seeing a similar trend here in game number 2 as that's popped over to Santos. She's able to collect it and get the out, but not without the Stars striking. They're able to pick up 2 runs on the inning and jump ahead 2-1. We're going to head to the bottom of the 3rd. CUC trailing for the first time here in game number 2. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the 3rd. Top of the order for the Cougars in Emily Garcia. She's 0 for today. She got hit by the first pitch thrown. Safely made her way on base, but now in this at-bat, she's going to let that one go by for ball number 1. Rubio still dishing inside the circle for the Stars. She's thrown 29 pitches so far on the day, 30 with that one right there. Responsible for 1 strikeout, 2 hits, and 1 run thus far. She sends that one up and away for ball number 2. CUC trailing here in the bottom half of the inning after the Stars were able to put 2 up in the top. Questionable call from the umpire that had both coaches heated at one point. Resulted in that go-ahead run scoring for the Stars. This one misses upstairs on a quick 4-ball walk there for Garcia. Is going to hand things over to Caitlin Smith. Garcia happily taking another free base here. Cougars now have a base runner on with Smith at the plate. Smith showing bunt, pulling back, letting it go by for ball 1. And head coach for the Stars coming out with authority. Christina Lucas coming out to have a discussion with her infield. Stars not leaving much wiggle room here today, as they've already fallen in game 1 to the Cougars. So really trying to keep control here in game number 2. Smith now coming back in to continue her at-bat. Smith had a sac bunt in her first at-bat that was responsible for moving Garcia from first to second. Very similar situation to what we're seeing now. She does show bunt, and that's going to go foul once again. 1-2 count here against Smith. Caitlin Smith, junior from Chatsworth, Georgia. Seen her making her way into this rotation between her and Garcia in the second base spot. Game number 1, we saw Garcia playing second base. Game 2, we're seeing Caitlin Smith over there. Smith now sitting with the 2-1 count. She shows bunt, pops that up off of the netting once again. Makes it a 2-2 count now. Wind blowing straight out here in River Forest. Sun still shining, but temperatures starting to drop a bit. As that ball well off the net, a just wild pitch there from Rubio. Just kind of got away from her a little bit, gave plenty of time for Garcia to make her way to second. Not something you see too often, but that ball just lifted well away, and that's going to make it a full count here for Smith. As Smith swings through that one for strike number 3. That's going to put out number 1 on the board and hand things over to Jess Gang. She's got plenty of room to operate here. The tying run sitting over on second. Gang 0 for 1 here in game number 2. Game 1. Gang 1 for 3. She's going to connect with that one, but it's going to fall foul out in right field. Final home game here for the Cougars, rounding out the regular season today and tomorrow. Finishing out the home stretch here against Dominican before hitting the road tomorrow to take on Concordia University, Wisconsin up in Mequon. As that one misses outside for ball number 1. Some tough doubleheaders for the Cougars to round out the regular season. Already clinched their spot in the NAC tournament. And the two teams that are currently seated higher than the Cougars are the Stars and the Falcons. That ball is going to be lifted into right field, making the diving catch with Salfi. Tagging up is Garcia. Salfi waited on it for quite some time before finally chasing it in and making the diving grab. Stars trying for the tag at second to say that Garcia left too early, but field umpire saying she's good and safe over at third now. McKyler Morris here at the plate. She's 1 for 1 in game number 2. Picked up an RBI single in her first at bat. This ball is going to be popped up high and deep into the outfield, back at the fence. That ball is long gone! McKyler Morris sends one dead center over the wall, and the Cougars go up! Bingo, bango, bongo! McKyler Morris gets the Cougars right back on top, right here at the CUC softball field. Cougars wasting no time to put 2 runs back up. And that's going to put Alyssa Campos now at the plate, operating with 2 outs, but CUC officially back on top. This ball misses upstairs for ball number 1. Some big booms coming from the Cougar dugout for McKyler Morris as that pitch catches that outside corner for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. This one misses upstairs, makes it a 2-1 count here. Rubio, 43 pitches so far here in game number 2. Alyssa Campos 0 for 1 in this game. She's going to pop that one high into right field, tracking it. And that's going to be a fair ball down in right field. Coming in for it was Salfi and almost a collision out there, and that ball just ended up dropping in between both of them. So Alyssa Campos finding her way on base with 2 outs. That ball was right near the line, another 4 inches or so, and that would have been a foul ball, but great placement there from Alyssa Campos, and that's going to put Maya Lorenas now at the plate, operating with a runner on base and 2 outs. First pitch in there for strike number 1. Lorenas 0 for 1 here in game number 2. She went 0 for in game 1 as well, so she's still chasing her first hit of the day. That ball misses upstairs, makes this a 1-1 count. This ball connected on, that's going to be sent foul towards the Stars dugout. One-two count, 2 outs, runner over on first. That one's going to catch that outside corner for strike number 3. Rubio's going to pick up her 3rd strikeout of the day and end the inning for the Stars, but CUC doing some damage, picking up 2 runs in the inning to jump back ahead 3-2. We're going to head to the top of the 4th right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, CUC back on top 3-2. Ash Schro still dishing inside the circle for the Cougars. And at the plate for the Stars is number 14, Peyton Salfi. She's 0 for here in the game. She went 0 for 2 in game number 1 as well, so she's chasing her first hit here of the day. As that one's going to be fouled off at the netting behind home plate. Two-one count here for Salfi. Schro delivers this one. That's going to be connected on, lifted deep into right field. But Callie Tierney up and underneath it for out number 1. Cougars picked up their 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd off of a 2-run homer from Kyler Morris that went dead center, most likely over onto the baseball field. First home run of the day. We've seen the wind picking up and dying down as that ball's right into the glove of Santos for out number 2. When that wind does pick up, it is blowing straight out, helping things a little bit. So surprising that that's our first home run of the day. But like I said, been coming in gusts as just now starting to pick back up a little bit here for the Stars. As that first pitch catches that outside corner for strike number 1. This one misses upstairs for ball 1. Cornell at the plate here. She's 0 for 1 in the game. She popped the ball up to Caitlin Smith at second in her first at bat. Schro delivers this one. That's going to be put into play and make its way into the outfield. Easy base hit there for Cornell. And that's going to put a base runner on with 2 outs. Zubernat now at the plate for the Stars. Here in game number 2, Stars 4 for 7 at the plate with 2 outs. In game one, just 3 for 12 at the plate with 3 for 11 at the plate with 2 outs. So already seeing them be a bit more efficient here, regardless of outs or runners on base. And that first pitch to Schro is going to miss outside and low for ball 1. Schro, 54 pitches thrown on the day so far. She's going to catch Zubernat swinging on that one. Level this count at 1 apiece. This one misses low. Zubernat showed bunt, pulled back, took it for ball number 2. Schro delivers this one. Low and away, ball 3. A 3-1 count here in favor of Zubernat. Three-one count once again here. Schro delivers. Swung on a miss for strike number 2. Full count, 2 outs here. Runner on first. That one's going to be fouled off. Keeping herself alive here. Reached a little bit across the plate, but didn't want to get called for that outside corner. Able to make contact and bring some new life here. Still a 3-2 count, 2 outs though. Schro delivers this one. Upstairs, ball 4. That's going to put 2 runners on for the top of the order for the Stars. Hannah Vogel now at the plate, and assistant coach for the Cougars, Sydney Ploskis-Law, her making her way out to have a quick chat with Schroll and gang. Meanwhile, the rest of the CUC infield coming over to talk to Sarah O'Malley Fisher. Runners on a first and a second. 2 outs. Vogel at the plate. She's 0 for 1 here in game number 2. She grounded out to Campos at third in her first at-bat. She had a sacrifice bunt in her second at-bat. She swings at the first pitch she sees, and that's going to foul off of the netting behind home plate for the 0-1 count. Vogel 1 for 2 in game 1. She picked up an RBI and a run herself. Schroll delivers this one. That's going to be put into play. A slow roller over the flip in time. A little bit too close for comfort there, but Schroll flipping it over plenty of time. I don't quite think that Vogel actually wanted to swing at that. She looked like she was going to be checking her swing, but instead it caught her bat and remained in fair territory. So CUC heading to the bottom of the 4th on top 3-2 right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the fourth, CUC still on top 3-2. Bit of a defensive change for the Stars out in right field. Number 99, Kayla Amormino. We saw her come in game number 1, and she's re-entering here in game number 2. Meanwhile, still dishing inside the circle for the Stars is Rubio. She delivers strike number 1 to Arissa Santos. Santos 0 for 1 here in game number 2. She connects with that one, sends it foul along the first base netting. Santos 1 for 2 in game number 1. Been an efficient hitter for the Cougars all season long and looking to continue that trend here. She's going to connect on that one, send it into right field, but coming up and underneath it is almost for out number 1, and that's going to put Lindley Southern now at the plate.
Left fielder, number 11, Lindley Southern.
Southern coming in here in game number 2. She's 1 for 1 at the plate. First pitch delivered to her outside for ball number 1. This one connected on. That's going to bounce off of Santoyo over at short, and Southern's going to find her way on base yet again. A rocket of a ball off of Santoyo. That's going to bring Callie Tierney now up to the plate for the Cougars. Tierney 0 for 1 here in game number 2. Ball number 1 delivered from Rubio. This one catches in there for strike number 1. Tierney shows bunt. That's going to go foul along the first base line. Third base line. She now sits with the 1-2 count. One, two count here. Tierney's going to swing at that one and foul it off once again. This one misses, makes this a 2-2 count here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Southern sitting over on first, waiting to be moved around the bases from Tierney. This one misses low and away. Fills this count 3-2. Rubio delivers this one. That's going to be connected on. Sent foul along the third base netting. Callie Tierney fighting in this at-bat. This one upstairs, ball 4. Callie Tierney's going to fight her way through that at-bat and take her free base over at first and hand things over to the top of the order for CUC and Emily Garcia.
Number 22, Emily Garcia.
1 out on the board here in the bottom of the fourth. Runners on first and second in Southern and Tierney. Rubio delivers the first pitch to Garcia right down the middle for strike number 1. This one's going to catch in there for strike number 2. A quick 0-2 count against Garcia. Garcia 0 for here in game number 2. She was hit by a pitch in her first at-bat and took the 4-ball walk in her second. She's going to connect to that one. That's deep. That's back and trouble at the wall. Able to get a glove on it and stop it from being a home run, but can't quite hold on to it. So that is going to load the bases up. Right at the fence, running into the fence, trying to grab it was Vogel, but could not control it, and that's going to put Caitlin Smith now at the plate. Still only 1 out. Bases loaded. Southern at third, Tierney at second, Garcia at first, and Smith is going to take that one for strike number 1. Smith connects with that one, gets it down in left field. Southern's easily going to score. Tierney holding at third, and the Cougars are up by 2. RBI single for Caitlin Smith, and that's going to put Jess Gang at the plate. The Stars coming out. We're most likely going to see a pitching change, seeing somebody coming from the bullpen, but the Cougars are hot. Bases loaded, only 1 out, and we are, in fact, going to see a pitching change here. Rubio ending her time inside the circle, 20 batters face. So we're going to take a quick break while we get all of that information for you. We'll have everything on this new arm and the final stat line for Rubio when we come back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, new arm inside the circle for the Stars. Number 8, Liberty Rivard, sophomore out of Bradley, Illinois. She comes in to replace Rubio. Looking at that final stat line for Rubio, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs allowed, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 20 batters faced, 69 total pitches thrown. And handing things over here with bases loaded and only 1 out, a tough situation for Rivard to come into. That's going to be a hard chopper, a flip over. Fantastic play there from Santoyo. 1 run is going to score on it, but oh my goodness. Liliana Santoyo with the sliding grab and same glove flip to get the out at third. And that's going to put McKyler Morris at the plate. Cougars tack another run on. McKyler Morris here. She swings the first pitch. She sees that's deep, that's back, that's trouble. Another one for McKyler Morris. Oh my goodness, McKyler Morris. Back-to-back home runs. And the Cougars are up big. Fire me up, McKyler Morris. River Forest going wild. McKyler Morris doing her part at the plate. 3 RBIs on her second home run of the day. And the Stars are frazzled. Some big booms coming from the CUC dugout once again. McKyler Morris is having herself a day. Coming into today, she had 2 home runs on the season, and she's doubled that here in game number 2. Base clearing home run with 2 outs on the board, and now that's going to put Alyssa Campos at the plate. And for the Stars, this is not someone you want at the plate right now, riding this momentum for the Cougars, as she was responsible for the walk-off victory in game number 1. Here in game 2, she's 1 for 2. She picked up a single in her last at-bat. She was a perfect 3 for 3 in game number 1. She fouls that off, and now she sits with the 1-2 count. One-two count, 2 outs here for Campos. Nobody on a base. As that ball misses for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rivard coming into today, a 1.33 ERA for the Stars, as that's going to be chopped over to third, and the throw in time from Davis. So Rivard doing what she needs to do to get out of the inning. An unfortunate situation for her to walk into with the bases filled, and Morris able to send another one over the fence. But CUC heading to the top of the 5th on top of the Stars, 8-2. Due up for the Stars coming up here in just a few. Santoyo, Davis, and Olmos, but we'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, CUC on top big 8-2 after a 5-run bottom of the 4th. Extended things out, and Stars left to try to put things back together here, but leading things off here is Liliana Santoyo. She's had a fantastic day for the Stars. She was responsible for a Sports Center-worthy diving play with the glove flip to get the forced out at third in the top half of the inning. Struggling a bit at the plate here in game 2. She's 0 for 2. She's going to let that go by, make this a 1-2 count. She knew that was going to be a strike as soon as she chose not to swing at it. You could tell by the grin on her face she knew what she did there. But looking to get her first hit here in game number 2. Schro still dishing inside the circle. That ball's connected on. That's hit deep into the outfield, but McKyler Morris backtracking and grabbing it for out number 1. And that's going to bring Reagan Davis now up to the plate, freshman from Gilbert, Arizona. Davis 2 for 2 here in game number 2. She's got 2 consecutive singles in her last 2 at-bats, responsible for an RBI in her most recent one. She's going to let that first pitch go by for strike 1. In game number 1, Davis 2 for 4 at the plate with 1 RBI, so she's proven to be a key to this offense for the Stars as she does just that, puts a ball into left field, so an easy single. Make that 3 for 3 with 3 singles here in game number 2 for Reagan Davis. Doing her job and handing things off to the next woman up, and that's going to bring up number 35, Isabella Olmos, now to the plate. Olmos 1 for 2 here. She picked up an RBI double in her most recent at-bat. As the first pitch to Olmos misses low and inside for ball 1. Schro 69 pitches so far on the day. That one inside makes this a 2-0 count. This one catches that inside corner for strike number 1. It's where Schro's been looking to place that ball. Just missing narrowly on the first 2 pitches and finally finding that zone. The 2-1 count, that's going to be sent foul along the third base line, make it a 2-2 count. Sun still shining here in River Forest. Two-two count here. Schro delivers. That's going to be fouled off. Two-two count still remains. Schro delivers. And that's going to catch that inside corner for strike number 3. Ashley Schro picking up her first strikeout of the day on Senior Day. Fire me up, Ashley Schro. Riley Davis now at the plate for the Stars. She's 1 for 2 here in game number 2. She connects with that. She's going to see that one out into the outfield. A base hit for Davis. That's going to move runners over onto first and second. Her second single of the day, of the game. And head coach of the Cougars, Sarah O'Malley Fisher, coming out to have a quick chat with her infield, discuss things with Schroll and the rest of the fielders. But CUC having a great outing here so far, on top 8-2. Ashley Schroll just picking up her first strikeout of the day. There is some movement in the Cougar bullpen, so should Schroll need it, she's got relief at any point. But Ashley Schroll is someone that we've seen consistently be a full game for the Cougars. As I mentioned earlier on the broadcast, she picked up her first career shutout, a complete no-no in Florida to start the year off. And we've seen her go numerous times the full 7 innings. And she delivers this one in there for strike number 1 against Amermino. Amermino swings through that one. A quick 0-2 count here. Her first at-bat of this game. Came in the top half of the inning for defense, a defensive change out in right field. We saw her play in game number 1. She came in once again, and she's going to swing through that one for strike number 3. Ashley Schroll, back-to-back strikeouts on Senior Day. It doesn't get better than that, and the Cougars are headed to the bottom of the 5th on top 8-2. Don't go anywhere. Cougs are hot right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, CUC on top 8-2. We're in the bottom of the fifth, and still dishing inside the circle for the Stars is Liberty Rivard. She came in the bottom of the fourth in relief of Rubio, and she was able to get some things done here. She did give up that home run from Kyler Morris, but all those runners on base were not hers. Looking at her on the season, as I was saying in the bottom of the last inning, she's actually leading this Dominican team. She's got a 1.33 ERA as she catches Lorena swinging on that one. This is her 13th appearance on the season. Coming into today, she's got 31 2/3 innings pitched. She's got 14 strikeouts on the season, and she's held her opponents to a 252 batting average. So she's been an effective reliever for the Stars, as that's going to be a slow roller right back to Rivard for out number one. And that's going to hand things over to Arissa Santos. Santos now coming in. She's got nobody on base, one out. She's 0 for 2 here in game number 2. Had a couple infield flies that have resulted in her outs, but looking at her stats from game 1, she was 1 for 2 at the plate with 1 run of her own, and she's going to let that first pitch go by for strike 1. This pitch in there for strike number 2. Santos quickly with the 0-2 count. CUC and Dominican both already clinching their spot in the NAC tournament. Still waiting those final seedings. Concordia picking up some wins here today will be helpful in their push to try to steal the 2 seed from Concordia, Wisconsin. The Cougars and Falcons will be playing up north in Mequon, Wisconsin tomorrow. And if CUC is able to pull this win over the Stars, it's going to make those games tomorrow a very valuable matchup to determine who will take that number 2 seed, as Santos is thrown out at first. Lindley Southern now at the plate here. She's having herself a fantastic outing. She's 2 for 2 at the plate here in game 2. She's got 2 singles and looking to continue that trend. She went 1 for 2 in game 1 with 1 RBI. She swings through that one for strike number 1. 1-1 count here with 2 down. Cougars here in game number 2. 5 for 9 at the plate with 2 outs. And she's going to swing through that one. She tried to check her swing. And they're going to confirm with the field ump, who agrees that she did swing, so the 1-2 count, I think Southern might have known that she swung through that one. So Rivard trying to get out of the inning here, and Southern's going to swing through that one. It's going to be a drop third with the chance to get there in time, but the stretch from Zubernat is good. First base coach for the Cougars, Bella Archuleta, she's arguing that she pulled her foot. A similar situation we saw for the earlier in the game where Maya Lorenas was called for pulling her foot. Graduate assistant coach for the Cougars, Bella Archuleta, she pleads her case to head coach Sarah O'Malley-Fisher. O'Malley-Fisher now coming out to have a discussion with the umpire, who's coming in to have one with the home plate umpire. And they're going to talk here for a second. Both teams kind of hanging out the base. They are going to confirm that Southern is out, but either way, that's going to send things to the top of the sixth. CUC on top 8-2. Ashley Schro still dishing inside the circle for the Cougars. But with Coach O'Malley-Fisher coming out to have a quick discussion with the umpire, we are going to see some defensive changes here. So we'll have all that for you when we get back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the sixth, CUC still on top 8-2. Dominican trying to fight their way through this one, and Ashley Schroll delivers strike number 1 to Madison Butler. Butler's 0 for 2 here in game number 2. Had a line drive directly into the glove of Arissa Santos in her last at-bat. She's looking to get some momentum building here for the Stars. CUC picking up the Game 1 victory over the Stars earlier today, as that ball is hit in foul territory. A defensive change for the Cougars, now playing over at first base, number 13, Melissa Hajik. Hajik trying to track that one down and unable to get there in time, but the 1-2 count here for Butler. She connects on that one. That's going to get down in second base, but the throw still in time from Smith, and it's going to be dropped by Hajik, I believe. Looks like we are going to see a pinch runner here for the Stars. Coming in to run is going to be number 00, Leilani Guzman. Coming in to pinch run. The Stars looking for some speed and agility on the base paths as they're trying to fight their way back from a 6-run deficit here with limited time to do so. Now at the plate is Cornell. She's going to pop this one up. It's trouble for the Cougars. Santos can't quite get there. It's going to be a fair ball. Guzman's going to be able to get to second safely. Cornell's safe at first, and the Stars are going on a run.
Now batting for the Stars, number 13, Priscilla Rutter.
Priscilla Rutter now at the plate for Dominican. Cougar infield coming together for a second. Coming in to hits here is Rutter. She's coming in place of Zubernat. Rudder in game 1 today. She was 0 for 4 at the plate, making a reappearance here today in game number 2 as the Stars are trying to work their way back from this hearty deficit. No outs, runners on first and second. As that first pitch clips that outside corner for strike number 1. Schro delivers this one. That's going to be swung on, fouled off. This one's going to miss upstairs for ball number 1. Final day of conference action for some of our fellow NAC mates here today. CUC obviously having tomorrow's doubleheader with Concordia, Wisconsin, but wrapping up NAC play today is WLC and Edgewood, as well as Rockford and MSOE, also wrapping up NAC play here today. Looking at some of those final scores, or in-progress scores, excuse me, from around the NAC. In game number 2 for Edgewood and Wisconsin Lutheran, Edgewood leading Wisconsin Lutheran 2-0 in the bottom of the second. Game number 2 for MSOE and Marion. MSOE leads 4-0 in the bottom of the third. As that ball is going to be put into play, Schro doing a little 360 there, finding the lead runner. She's going to get the out at third. And that's going to put one out on the board and prevent a runner from being 60 feet from home plate. So great heads-up play there from Ashley Schro. And that's just that experience coming in. As I mentioned, Ashley Schro, a senior pitcher here for the Cougars, and a lot of times your first reaction, no matter what, is to get the for sure out over at first. But the experience in knowing that you guys are trying to hold on to this lead and find that lead runner and getting that throw over, and great work from Melissa Campos to be able to cover that bag in time. As that trouble ball is going to be down in the outfield. Tierney able to scoop it up quickly and get it in. That is going to load the bases up with one out, but it is going to prevent any of those runs from scoring. Santoyo now at the plate here for the Stars. Santoyo 0 for 3 here in game number 2. She's chasing her first hit here. As that first pitch is delivered in there for strike number 1. Ashley Schro trying to end this inning. Only one out on the board, bases loaded, trying to avoid letting the Stars get their way back into this game. CUC on top 8-2. That ball's going to be put into play. The jumping almost grab from Caitlin Smith in her glove. Couldn't quite get there. The throw is going to be dropped at second from Arissa Santos. She's making the plea that it was on the transfer. Great effort there from Caitlin Smith to try to get that ball. It was off the top of her glove. A great jumping effort. Couldn't quite get there, and then to turn it around and be able to get that throw over. Just unfortunate from Santos, unable to hold on to that, and that is going to allow another run to score here for the Stars. Keep the bases loaded. And that's going to bring Davis now up to the plate for the Stars. She's operating with one out. Bases loaded, one out here. Schro delivers this one, and that's going to hit Davis. Give a free base here for Davis and send a run across the plate. Sydney Pulaskis Lawher now coming out to have a discussion with Schro and the rest of the infield. The Stars slowly working their way back into this game. Cougars that still lead 8-4, but Dominican in a dangerous spot here. They've got bases loaded, only one out on the board. Almost is at the plate here. She's 1 for 3 in game 2. She's got an RBI double in her second at bat. So a threatening situation here for the Cougars, who are trying to hold on to this lead. And the Cougar infield making their way back to their positions here. Schro remaining in the game. Schro working her way through this. She's almost near the 100 pitches thrown here today. She's sitting at 94 coming into this at bat. She's going to call for time, take a step off here, reset. Asking for her pitch call sooner rather than later. And this first pitch is going to be swung on and sent foul off of the netting. Hajik collecting it off the net. Oh, 1 count here. Schro delivers. That's going to catch that inside corner and make this an 0-2 count. A strikeout here from Schro would help the Cougars put another out on the board and not giving any chances for the Stars to capitalize on their bases loaded situation. But that pitch is going to miss low and away for ball number 1. One-two count now. Schro delivers this one. That's going to be put into play. That's going to find grass in the outfield. Tierney bobbling the ball. That's going to allow another run to score. And going for home, Davis is going to be called safe at home. And the Stars are working their way back into this very quickly. A disastrous situation for the Cougars has resulted in the Stars making this a 1-run game, and we're going to see a pitching change here for the Cougars. Exiting the game is Ashley Schro. Coming in is going to be Meg Buska. But while she gets warmed up and set, we're going to take a quick break right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, new arm in the circle for the Cougars, Meg Buska. Schroll exiting the game, 5 1/3 innings pitched. 7 runs, 2 strikeouts, 31 total batters faced, and she threw 98 pitches. Some unfortunate situations here for the Cougars have resulted in the Stars picking up 5 runs in the inning as that ball is lifted deep into right field. Trouble. Morris able to get it and get the throw in. Nobody coming to cover, but Buska able to collect it and stop any extra bases for the Stars. But that's going to put runners on second and third. Only 1 out on the board. And we're going to see Peyton Salfi coming back in to hit for the Stars. Dangerous spot for the Stars to be in. They've got the game-tying run over on third. and the go-ahead run at second, but we're going to see a pinch runner over on second as well. Tamai Jefferson coming in to run over on second. And for the Cougars, it looks like we might also be seeing a defensive change. I believe Maya Lorenas will be re-entering the game for the Cougars.
Now playing first base for the Cougars, number 30, Maya Lorenas.
Lorenas coming in to replace Melissa Hajik. Rest of the Cougar field will remain the same. CUC still on top, 8-7, only one out on the board. Buska trying to do some damage control here for the Cougars. The Stars looking to capitalize on this momentum that they've built in this inning. This is a very offensively driven team for Dominican, so being able to capitalize on the runners they have on base is going to be huge. Like I mentioned, they've got that game-tying run over on third, go-ahead run on second, and the insurance run at the plate here. The 1-0 count for Salfi, and that's going to turn a 1-1 count. This one missing outside makes it 2-1. This one's going to be fouled off along the third base netting. 5 runs in this inning so far for the Stars, their highest scoring inning of the day. Still only one out on the board for the Cougars. Buska delivers this one. It's going to be put into play. Santos unable to collect it. That's going to allow the tying run to score. That's going to move runner over to third, and we're going to have the Stars on first and third. New life here for Dominican. Game is all tied up here at 8 apiece. Madison Butler coming back to hit for the Stars. 1 out on the board, and the go-ahead run 60 feet from the plate. 6 runs now in the inning. That's the highest of anybody here today. As this pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. This one's going to be fouled off, makes this a 1-1 count now. Cougars been sitting with 1 out for quite some time here, struggling to put that second out on the board. The Stars taking advantage of it. As this ball's going to find space in the outfield. 1 run's going to score. It's making its way all the way to the wall. They're going to look to get another. Jess Gang able to scoop it, and the tag is there in time to prevent another from scoring, but the Stars officially go ahead 9-8 here in the top of the 6th. CUC finally getting out number 2 on the board. Jess Gang preventing that run from scoring. The Stars officially on their second go-around in the lineup in this inning. And that's going to bring Cornell now to the plate here. We're going to see a pinch runner over on second. I believe number 24, Alyssa Craig, sophomore from Elmwood Park, Illinois. Dominican 7 runs here in the inning. Puts them ahead 9-8. CUC just trying to get out of this as that ball is going to be lost by Gang in the dirt from Buska. That's going to allow base runner to move. This ball is going to be fouled off, makes this an 0-2 count here. Buska one pitch away from getting the Cougars out of this inning. She gets her sign. She delivers. That's going to be put into play. A slow roller over. Smith able to glove it and collect the out. So the Cougars finally able to get out of the inning, but the Stars doing their best as they could. 7 runs in the inning. That's going to put them ahead 9-8, give them their first lead over the Cougars here in game number 2. But CUC still with plenty of time to strike back as we head to the bottom of the 6th right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Callie Tierney leading things off for CUC. We've got some changes here for the Stars. Now playing out in right field is number 24, Alyssa Craig. She came in to pinch run in the top half of the inning, and she will remain in the game over in right field. Callie Tierney looking to get things rolling for the Cougars. CUC trailing for the first time in game number 2. That's going to be a hard hit ball right back to Rivard for out number 1. But that's going to bring up the top of the order for CUC.
Number 22,
Emily Garcia now at the plate. CUC allowing the Stars to get right back into this game in the top half of the inning, but Cougars play fairly well at home and ride a lot of momentum. So looking to bounce things back right away, only trailing by 1. Despite a high-scoring inning for the Stars, it only leaves the Cougars behind by 1. And the 1-0 count here for Garcia. It's going to make that a 1-1 count. Garcia here, 1 for 1 in game number 2. She had a single in her last at-bat. She was hit by a pitch and walked in her previous 2, as that's going to be a roller over the throw. Not in time. Emily Garcia finding her way on base yet again. And the Cougars in a good spot with the tying run planted over on first. Just like that, making things an interesting game here, and that's going to put Caitlin Smith up now. Smith here, she's 1 for 2 in game number 2. She shows bunt. She's going to foul that one off. Oh, 1 count here for Smith. Rivard delivers. Smith shows bunt. Ends up catching a piece of it well outside. Makes it an 0-2 count. The 0-2 delivery here in the dirt. 1-2 count now. Rivard, 26 pitches thrown here so far. This ball is going to be swung on connected. Taking a weird bounce. Rivard trying to scoop it up herself, instead changes the direction of it. So Smith finding her way on base, and that's going to put runners on first and second. And Jess Gang at the plate with only 1 out on the board.
Number 12, Jess Gang.
CUC chipping away here, 1 batter at a time. Jess Gang, she's 0 for 3 here in game number 2. No better time than now to start finding some juice. A sac fly in her last at-bat, scored a run. As she sits with the 1-0 count. That's going to find grass in right field. The diving attempt, no good. Garcia rounding, she's coming out, and she's going to tie up the game. Brand new life for the Cougars. Jess Gang getting her first hit here in game number 2. That's going to put runners on the corner for the Cougars and tie this up at 9 apiece. McKyler Morris now at the plate for CUC. Morris 3 for 3 here in game number 2. She's got back-to-back home runs that have pushed the Cougars far in advance where they were. A single in her first at-bat and then 2 home runs. She shows bunt. That is going to get down and just roll foul. Looked great. Just a little bit too much backspin on it. Gang over at first. Smith at third. 0-1 count here for Morris. The delivery, she shows bunt once again. She pulls back. Takes it for ball 1, but Gang will happily take the stolen base and put runners now on second and third for the Cougars. 1-1 count for Morris. As that ball swung on, bouncing off of Morris. Foul ball there makes it a 1-2 count. This one's going to be connected on, making the jump for Santoyo, but that's going to allow Caitlin Smith to score, and the Cougs go up by 1. McKyler Morris doing her job. Cougars have runners on first and second and officially steal the lead right back from the Stars.
Now batting for the Cougars, the third baseman, number 1, Alyssa Campos.
Alyssa Campos now at the plate for the Cougars. She's having herself a day as well. She's 1 for 3 here in game number 2. She went 3 for 3 in game number 1. And the first pitch she sees is outside for ball 1. Two-0 count here for Campos. This one swung on. That's going to find some space. Stars looking to turn 2. They get 1. They are able to turn the double play. McKyler Morris not happy. Neither is Coach O'Malley Fisher. Coach O'Malley Fisher coming out. She's having some words. The Stars coming back out quickly. Campos planted over at first. Morris has stepped off of second base. Gang still hanging out on third. Campos hanging out at first. They are going to end up calling that double play, but the Cougars unhappy about it. The Stars were not too confident either as they remain on the field, but CUC does it. They're able to regain the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 runs in the inning puts them up 10-9. We're going to head to the top of the 7th right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the 7th, CUC on a top 10-9. The Cougars just 3 outs away from picking up their first sweep over the Stars since 2015. It's a tight margin here, and the Stars are not going down without a fight. The wind continually blowing our center field camera a little bit out of frame, but this ball's going to be connected on. That's trouble. It's getting down in the outfield. Tierney able to collect it, but that is going to be a base hit for the Stars. Leading things off was Rudder. She picks up a single here. And Hannah Vogel now top of the order for the Stars. We're going to see a pinch runner. Now running over at first is Jillian Zubernat. So the tying run over on first now, no outs. Top of the order for the Stars. Buska still dishing inside the circle for the Cougars. Rest of the CUC field looks the same. The bunt attempt bouncing foul. Oh, 0-1 count here for Vogel. The bunt popped up. The grab from Alyssa Campos. Can they turn 2? They do not. A fantastic diving, almost double play from Alyssa Campos. She was coming in. She was well back from that bunt, getting there just in time to make the grab. Alyssa Campos is having herself a day. One out on the board here. That's going to bring Santoyo now to the plate. She picked up an RBI single in her last at-bat. She's 1 for 4 here in game number 2. First pitch she sees, she's going to foul off towards the Stars dugout. Buska delivers this one. That's going to be sent right towards the Stars dugout once again. A hard shot. I believe it missed anybody in the dugout. Head coach of the Stars, Christina Lucas, now telling everybody to get inside the dugout. 2 consecutive balls hit over in that direction. Oh, 0-2 count here for Santoyo. She reaches for that one, but she's going to find grass in left center. That's going to be some trouble. It's getting all the way to the fence. Morris bobbling at a touch. The throw is going to be in. Now looking to turn. The game-tying run is going to score, but that's going to hold Santoyo at second. Campos more concerned with Santoyo taking extra bases than making the throw home. And that's going to bring a pitching change here for the Cougars. Buska ending her time inside the circle. And that's going to bring in number 23, Alyssa Lopez for the Cougars. A tie ball game here in River Forest. It's been a back and forth matchup all day. CUC coming into the top of the 7th, only needing 3 outs to close the game with the victory. But the Stars not going down without a fight. They're showing why they're the number 1 team in the conference at the moment. Putting up a fight. Combined 8 runs in the last 2 innings. Really bringing themselves back within this game that initially seemed a little bit too far out of reach. CUC doing what they can to hold on to this. Taking a look at Alyssa Lopez. She's making her 17th appearance on the season. She's got 30 1/3 innings pitched. 13 total strikeouts. Her opponents have a .359 batting average against her. So coming in, trying to end things for CUC here. Hold off the Stars as long as they can. CUC not exactly what they were hoping for here in the top of the 7th. Ideally holding on to their lead, being able to close things out on their terms, but the Stars battling back every single time the Cougars take a little bit of momentum, and it's going to force the Cougars to ultimately have to play some offense here. Lopez, last appearance for the Cougars. She pitched 2 1/3 innings against Benedictine on April 27th. Meanwhile, her last appearance here at home, she pitched 4 complete innings against Wisconsin Lutheran. Coming in relief here, trying to close things out. She delivers strike number 1 to Davis. 1 out on the board. Lopez delivers. That's going to be connected on, lifted into center field. Can they turn 2? They do not. Morris able to come in and collect the out in the air. Santoyo jumped quite a bit on it. So the throw in, trying to catch her off base, just not quite in time, but that is going to put out number 2 on the board. CUC having a chance to close this inning tied up, almost now at the plate. She's 2 for 4 here in game number 2. She looks at ball number 1. Almost picked up a 3 RBI single in her last at-bat. As this ball's connected on, it's heading foul. Southern tracking it, can't quite get there. But that's going to bring it to a 1-1 count now. Lopez getting her sign here. She delivers. That's lifted up high into right field. Coming in and calling it is Callie Tierney, who's able to secure the out. So CUC getting out of the inning, but the Stars tack a run on it to tie it up. The game is in the Cougars' control here. They've got destiny in their own hands. They just need one run to end the game. The Stars hoping to hold the Cougars off and force this to extra innings. But we're going to head to the bottom of the 7th, all knotted up right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, we're all tied up, bottom of the 7th. Score is 10-10 here. Maya Lorenas at the plate for the Cougars. CUC having control in their hands. They just need one run in the inning. The Stars locking down on defense, trying to hold the Cougars where they're at and force this thing into extra innings. Liberty Rivard still dishing inside the circle for the Stars. She's heading into her 3rd inning inside the circle. Just under 40 pitches thrown here so far. Lorenas, meanwhile, she's 0 for 3 here in game number 2. She's chasing her first hit. No better time than now as she stays aggressive and sits with the 3-1 count here. This one catches in there for strike number 2. A full count here for Lorenas. Rivard delivers this one. Swung on, that's put into play. Almost gloving it, able to get the throw over to first in time for out number 1. That's going to put Arissa Santos now at the plate.
Shortstop, number 15, Arissa Santos.
Santos 0 for 3 here in game number 2. Santos 1 for 2 in game number 1. She connects with this one, sends it deep into right field, but right into the glove of Craig out in right field. And that's going to quickly put 2 outs on the board. Lindley Southern now at the plate. Southern 2 for 3 on the day here in game number 2. She's had some success. Stars 1 out away from forcing this to extra innings. First pitch misses, low and away for ball 1. This one misses upstairs, ball 2. Coming into today, Southern batting .258 on the season, and she now sits with the favorable 3-0 count. Lindley Southern fighting her way through. Rivard delivers this one, and that's going to clip that outside corner for strike 1. 3-1 count here for Southern. Misses outside, ball 4. So with 2 outs on the board, Cougars have their first base runner, and that's going to bring Callie Tierney up to the plate.
Number 2, Callie Tierney.
Tierney 0 for 2 here in game number 2. Saw a similar stat line in game number 1. Struggled a little bit early on, but she was able to pick up her first hit of the day in the clutch moments that it was needed. She ended the day 1 for 3 in game 1, and that one hit kept the Cougars alive and helped lead to that walk-off victory that they saw. So Callie Tierney, not afraid of pressure, I should say, as she sits now with a 2-0 count. Southern over on first, 2 outs. Rivard trying to force this to extra innings. That one's going to catch that outside corner for strike number 1. A 2-1 count here, 2 outs. Rivard delivers this one. That's going to catch that outside corner once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 2 at the plate. Rivard trying to end it right here. That's going to be a slow roller over to first. The diving attempt to get there is good. And Zubernat's able to collect that out for the Stars. We're headed to extra innings here in River Forest. Cougar fans, everybody not wanting this season, the home stretch of the season to end, so why not make us play some extra innings here? Extend the home finale a little bit longer. So Alyssa Lopez is staying in the circle for the Cougars. We're going to head to the top of the 8th. Don't go anywhere, right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, extra inning action here, top of the 8th, all knotted up at 10 apiece. And leading off the inning for the Stars, number 48, Riley Davis. She's 3 for 4 here in game number 2. Back-to-back hits. She had a double in her last at-bat. She connects with that one, sends it over to Smith, losing it in between her legs, and successfully able to get the throw in time for out number 1. Alyssa Lopez still dishing inside the circle for the Cougars. 7 pitches thrown on the day in her 3 batters faced. Trying to stay efficient here for the Cougars, but that's going to bring Peyton Salfi up, who lets that one go by for ball number 1, a little bit up and away. This one misses upstairs once again. 2-0 count. This one inside, a quick 3-0 count in favor of Salfi. That one's going to catch in there for strike 1. Salfi thought that it was ball 4 instead. That's going to catch perfectly. And Gang fixing her glove here, retying some things there, getting situated. Dominican hoping to pull this extra inning win here, because with that it would secure their number 1 seed in the tournament. Salfi swinging through that one. Dominican's last conference games here against the Cougars. Foul ball coming right back at the CUC camera. Weather really having a factor here on the equipment, as that ball is going to be connected on, sent foul, out of play over top of the dugout. Center field camera being consistently moved by wind, and the main angle here affected by that pitch, or that foul ball that knocked the camera. So please bear with us for these technical difficulties here as that ball is fouled off once again. Wind picking up, as you can see on your screens here. Three-two count here. Lopez delivers. Up and away for ball 4. So as I was saying, so this is Dominican's final NAC game here with the win over the Cougars in game number 2. It would make it impossible for the Falcons to take the number 1 seed from the Stars. With the loss here for Dominican, the top 3 seeding really kind of becomes a little bit of a jumble, because the Falcons would need to pick up 2 wins to be able to overcome the Dominican record. Meanwhile, the Cougars would need to sweep the Falcons to be able to boost them. So it really kind of becomes a little bit of a jumbled mix between a Dominican, CU Dub, and CUC, and it all comes down to what the Cougars do here today and tomorrow. A lot of fun for the Cougars to hold the fate of not just themselves, but 2 other teams in their hands. Dominican relying on a CUC loss here today, and the Cougars not going down without a fight here. Still sitting tied at 10 apiece, top of the 8th. If you're just now joining us on the Cougar Sports Network, you're missing out. It's been a fantastic day here in River Forest. It's been a back-and-forth matchup across both games. CUC ultimately winning game 1 in the walk-off fashion. A little bit of a back-and-forth. The Stars putting up 1 singular run in 4 consecutive innings, and the Cougars trailing behind that for the majority of the game. And it wasn't until they were able to hold the Stars scoreless in the 6th and 7th inning. Meanwhile, they were able to tack on 3 combined runs in that inning, capitalized by an Alyssa Campos walk-off single that gave the Cougars the 5-4 win, their first victory over the Stars since 2022. And here in game number 2, obviously we're in extra innings, and it's been, once again, a back-and-forth battle. Cougars really jumped ahead big. They were able to strike first in the bottom of the first, went ahead 1-0. Game kind of remained within that range. Stars put 2 runs up in the top of the 3rd. Cougars combated that with 2 runs of their own in the bottom of the 3rd to jump ahead, and it wasn't until the bottom of the 4th that CUC picked up 5 runs to really break things open. A completely scoreless 5th inning was then broke open in the top of the 6th from Dominican. They put up 7 runs in the top of the 6th. Just a little bit of a hesitation there, confirming the count. 3 balls, no strikes here, as that first strike thrown here makes it 3-1. Stars put up 7 runs in the 6th inning, and the Cougars combated that with 2 to jump back ahead by 1, and then Dominican able to tack that tying run on in the top of the 7th. This ball able to be caught by Callie Tierney, but not able to turn the double play, as safe over at first is Woodhouse. She came in to pinch run. And Dominican now 2 outs here. That's going to bring Cornell now to the plate. The go-ahead run over on first. Cougars trying to get out of this inning, leaving this ball game tied. That's a chopper. It's going to find grass in left field. Southern able to collect it, but That's going to be a base hit for Cornell. That's going to put runners on first and second. Zubernat now at the plate for Dominican. She's operating with 2 outs, but a runner in scoring position. Zubernat walked in her last at-bat. She picked up a single in her first at-bat. As this first pitch in there for strike number 1. Alyssa Lopez still dishing here for the Cougars. She's trying to get things done. This one misses low and away for ball 1. Makes this a 1-1 count. That one's going to miss in and up for ball number 2. Lopez trying to paint the edges of the zone here. Outside corner been a favorable spot for the pitchers, as that's going to get Zubernat swinging. Just as I was saying, that outside corner, it's been what the umpires have liked to call here today, and the hitters have had a hard time finding the success rate on it across both sides. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Alyssa Lopez delivers up for ball 3. That's going to fill this count. Full count, 2 outs. Alyssa Lopez delivering this one. That's swung on and lifted. That's trouble for the Cougars, but caught by McKyler Morris. Oh, my goodness. McKyler Morris getting the Cougars out of the inning, holding the Stars scoreless, and we head to the bottom of the 8th. CUC controlling their fate as we've got due up the top of the order for the Cougars. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the 8th. We are all knotted up at 10 apiece. CUC has the chance to walk this thing off once again, but having to get some things rolling in the right way. Top of the order for the Cougars in Emily Garcia. First pitch to Garcia, clips that outside corner for strike number 1. Garcia 1 for 2 here in game number 2. She saw 2 walks to start the game, as that's going to be a hard hit ball over to Davis. Davis able to glove it and get the out. 1 quick out on the board for the Cougars. Riley Davis with some quick reflexes to be able to grab that one across her body. But that's going to bring up Caitlin Smith for the Cougars. Smith 2 for 3 here in game number 2. She's got 2 consecutive hits. An RBI single in the 4th inning and a single in the 6th. But now Davis and Rivard taking a quick second to have a discussion. Resettling here, Smith staying locked in as she now gets set here. So now Rivard delivers this first pitch to Smith, and that's going to miss outside for ball one. That's going to clip that outside corner for strike one. Umpires favoring that outside corner a little bit all day today. As that one's going to be swung on and missed. A 1-2 count here for Smith. That one in the dirt, levels the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Wind starting to pick back up here a little bit. As that's going to be connected on, sent foul along the first base line, going just out of play. The delivery here, that's going to be swung on, popped back, and out of play. 2-2 count remains. The delivery here, that's going to be swung on a slow roller back to Rivard. She's able to collect it, get the throw over in time for out number 2, and quickly 2 up, 2 down for the Cougars, and that's going to put Jess Gang now at the plate.
For the Cougars, the catcher, number 12, Jess Gang.
Gang 1 for 4 at the plate here in game number 2. She picked up a much-needed RBI single in her last at-bat that really kept the Cougars fighting in this game and got us to this point now. One of those members that really found their spark when need be, and with everything knotted up at 10 apiece, now is another one of those situations as she lets that one go by for strike one. Makes this a 1-1 count. This one popped up, hitting the net, and that's going to go out of play and into the stands. One of the fans unable to grab it from the air, but does deflect it from hitting anybody. Keeps this at a 1-2 count. 2 up after Gang. Should we get there is McKyler Morris, who's 4 for 4 here in game number 2. As that one misses outside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. This one misses up and away, fills this count 3-2. Cougars staying aggressive at the plate, making Rivard pitch to them. Rivard 65 pitches thrown so far, 18 batters face, as Gang is going to foul that one off right near the first baseman. So a great grab there from Zubernat, but just in foul territory. This one's going to be chopped over, and miscommunication from Davis and Santoyo is going to allow Gang to get on base. Both Davis and Santoyo going for that ball. I think it might have hit Davis's glove as Santoyo was going for it, but either way, it found its way into the grass and puts the go-ahead run on first, and McKyler Morris at the plate. Morris is 4 for 4 here in game number 2. She's got a pair of singles and a pair of home runs. She's got 7 RBIs in this game alone as she looks at ball number 1. 2 outs on the board, runner on first. CUC needing to play smart on the base paths as this one misses low and away outside. Wind picking up once again, as you can see on your screen. This one misses outside, and a 3-0 count here for Morris. And that one's going to catch that outside corner for strike number 1. Makes this a 3-1 count here for Morris. The 3-1 misses upstairs, ball 4. That's going to put 2 runners on and Alyssa Campos at the plate. Morris, obviously the hot hitter here in game number 1. As it looks like we are going to see a pinch runner coming in. Coach O'Malley Fisher having a discussion with the umpire, but either way, Alyssa Campos now at the plate. Looks like pinch running for the Cougars for Jess Gang. Over at second is going to be Haley Goldsby. Goldsby made her first appearance of the season in game number 1, came in to play center field. Now making her second appearance here, she's going to pinch run over on second, but Alyssa Campos now at the plate. 2 outs, the game-winning run over on second. Campos, she delivered the walk-off single in game number 1. As the first pitch delivered to her misses outside. She's 1 for 4 here in game number 2. Hasn't picked up a hit since the 3rd inning. She picked up a single to right field, which was similar to her walk-off in game 1. This one's going to catch that outside corner here for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. That one misses. Clips that outside zone, makes this 1 ball, 2 strike for Alyssa Campos. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Campos is going to connect with that. It's going to get down. Can the flip be there? It is. Great effort from Santoyo, and that's going to send things to the top of the 9th. All knotted up at 10 apiece. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the 9th, first pitch thrown, popping up. Morris coming up and underneath it for out number 1. Vogel swinging at the first pitch she saw, but Michaela Morris, she is just having an absolutely star-studded afternoon for the Cougars. And by star-studded, I mean she's shutting down the stars. And that's going to hand things over to Santoyo. She's 2 for 5 here in game number 2. Her 2 hits coming in her most recent at-bats. She picked up an RBI double in the top of the 7th and an RBI single in the top of the 6th. Wind blowing quite a bit here in River Forest. It's heading straight out as this pitch gets away from Alyssa Campos a touch. Alyssa Lopez a touch. This ball popped up. It's heading out of play. Trouble, can't quite see from where we're at, but they are going to say that Maya Lorenas caught that ball. Great athleticism and effort from the Cougar first baseman to retire Santoyo and pick up 2 consecutive outs here. Reagan Davis now at the plate. She's operating with 2 outs, trying to keep the Stars alive. First pitch misses for ball number 1. Lopez delivers this one. It's lifted into left field. Coming up and underneath it for out number 3 is Lindley Southern, and a quick outing in the field might be exactly what the Cougars need to get their offensive juices flowing. As we head to the bottom of the 9th, Lorena Santos Southern due up for the Cougars. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Maya Lorenas leading things off. We are in the bottom of the 9th here in River Forest, all knotted up at 10. It's been a back and forth battle. Lorenas swinging at this one. A little bit of trouble, but that's going to fall just foul out in right field. Still pitching for the Stars is Rivard. Lorenas 0 for 4 here in game number 2. These 2 teams have gone back and forth all day. It has been a tough competition as that's going to be swung on. Santoyo able to collect it and get the throw over in time for out number 1. And that's going to bring Arissa Santos now at the plate.
Number 15, Arissa Santos.
Santos still chasing her first hit here in the game. She's 0 for 4 as well. She connects on the first pitch. She sees that's going to roll over to Santoyo as well. And deja vu as Santoyo able to get that throw over in time and quickly. We've got 2 outs on the board. Lindley Southern now at the plate. Southern 2 for 3 at the plate here. She was walked in her last at bat. That ball misses for ball number 1. She had a single in the 2nd inning and a single in the 4th inning, and then walked in the 7th inning. As that one misses low and away once again, makes this a 2-0 count. That one missing just outside as well. A quick 3-0 count here for Southern. Rivard delivers this one. And that's going to catch that outside corner for strike number 1. A 3-1 count here. That's going to be connected on. The diving attempt from Santoyo is no good, and Lindley Southern getting herself on base in a much-needed moment. Lindley Southern arguably having one of the best games of her career here. And that's going to bring Callie Tierney up to the plate, trying to get things going. The Cougars here in game number 2, they're 7 for 14 at the plate with 2 outs. Southern represents the game-winning run, but with 2 outs on the board, not a lot of room for error. One and one count here for Tierney. Rivard reaching 90 pitches thrown so far in just over 5 innings of work. She delivers this one. That's going to be connected on and caught out in center field, by Cornell. As we head to the 10th inning here in River Forest. Folks, if you are worried about this being the home finale, worry not. The Cougars are making sure you've got enough CUC home softball to last you till next season. We headed to the top of the 10th. Alyssa Lopez still dishing in the circle. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the 10th. A packed day of softball. This is down for a bunt. Campos scooping it. The throw is not going to be in time. That's a lead-off bunt for Olmos. And that's going to put a quick base runner on for the Stars. Rally caps appearing here from Dominican. Trying to get things rolling here in the top of the 10th. We've been all knotted up since the 7th inning. First time we've seen 2 consecutive scoreless innings all day as another bunt attempt. The throw, not in time. Stolen base for Olmos, and Davis sits with the 1-0 count. This one's going to be swung on. That's going to find grass. That's trouble. Southern able to collect it and get it in quickly, but that is going to move the go-ahead run over onto third. So for the first time in extra innings, the Stars have the lead runner 60 feet from the plate. And Coach O'Malley Fisher, she's going to come and make some changes here, as it appears as though Morgan Hofeck will make her way inside the circle for the Cougars. We saw her come in game number 1 to close things out. And Cougars looking for her to do it again here in game number 2. Taking a look at Hofeck's stat lines from game number 1. She came in, she picked up the win in game 1. She pitched 1 inning. And in that inning, she faced 3 batters, only threw a total of 10 pitches to close the game and secure the win for CUC. Coming in to today, Hofeck pitching a .491 ERA, 21 appearances. This makes 23 after her game 1 appearance. And 7 strikeouts on the season. So an effective pitcher for the Cougars, as I mentioned, picking up the win in game number 1. And looking to control some things here in game number 2. Runners planted on the corner bags for the Stars. No outs on the board. Dominican coming out into this inning with a bit of a new strategy. We saw that lead hitter in Olmos. She laid down a bunt to start the inning. Kind of caught the Cougars off guard. Not what you typically see, especially from Olmos. She was 3 for 6 here in game number 2. So she's been a consistent hitter for this Dominican team. So not exactly what you were looking for. And instead, they just wanted to get a runner on base, and she's made her way around the bags. As this first pitch is going to allow Davis to make her way to second. That's going to eliminate the force and the opportunity for a double play. But Gang opting to not throw down and bite on the double steal. A 1-0 count here for Woodhouse. Woodhouse making her first appearance at the plate here today. She was the starting pitcher and the only pitcher for the Stars in game number 1. And now making her way in here to, I believe she pinch ran for the Stars and remains in the game here to hit. Woodhouse on to the season. She's batting .289. She's got 13 total hits, 5 RBIs. She's slugging .311. One-two count, no outs. Hofek, she delivers this one. That's going to be lifted into foul territory. Lorraine is able to grab it, and that's going to hold the runner over at third. Great effort from Maya Lorenas, almost holding over at third. That's going to prevent that go-ahead run. A favorable outcome there on that at-bat, and that's going to bring number 24, Alyssa Craig, up to the plate. She's 0 for 1 here in game number 2. Craig batting on the season. She's made limited appearances. This is only her 11th appearance on the season, so in that she's only collected 1 hit and 1 RBI. Hofek delivering this one, showing bunt. The ball gets away from Gang a little bit. Oh, 0-2 count here for Craig. Hofek gets set here. She delivers. That's going to be fouled off the netting. Craig keeping her at-bat alive here. Oh, 2 count here. Runners on second and third. Hofek delivers this one outside for ball 1. What the Cougars are looking for here is not letting anything into the outfield. A base hit to the outfield will allow that go-ahead run to score, even a sac fly. 1-2 count, 1 out. Hofek gets her sign. In the dirt, Jess Gang doing a fantastic job of keeping that ball in front of her. Lost it for a second, but she did not allow that ball to get too far away from her. Levels this count at 2 apiece. This pitch misses in and low for ball 3. That's going to fill this count. Three-two count here. Craig trying to stay aggressive at the plate. Hofek delivers this one. outside for ball 4. That's going to load the bases up here. And Jess Gang's going to come have a quick discussion with her infield. CUC historically having the most exciting games against Dominican. Earlier in the spring season, Concordia's men's volleyball team defeated Dominican in 5 sets. And at the recent Student Athlete Appreciation Banquet known as the Charlies, that men's volleyball game against Dominican won Game of the Year. A very exciting matchup between the Cougars and the Stars. And this game here, another exciting matchup between the Cougars and the Stars. Something about the Division Street rivalry just really running deep this year as the Stars now sit with bases loaded, 1 out. That's going to be popped high and shallow into center field. Morris coming up underneath it. The tag for the go-ahead run is going to score. Dominican goes up in extra innings, 11-10. The sac fly from Cornell is going to allow Olmos to score. And CUC trails once again. Runners now on first and second, 2 outs. Zubernat now at the plate. She's 1 for 2 here in game number 2. Hofek getting set here. She delivers. That's going to catch that outside corner for strike number 1. Zubernat hasn't picked up a hit since the 3rd inning. She picked up a single. She walked in the 4th, and she flew out in the 8th inning. As that's going to be fouled off along the third base netting, make this a quick 0-2 count. Oh, 2 count here. Hofek trying to end things here. She delivers. That's going to be fouled off. Zubernat keeping herself alive in this at-bat. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Dominican up 11-10 here in extra innings. This pitch misses for ball 1. One-two count now. Hofek delivers. Low and away for ball 2. This 2's across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hofek gets set here. She delivers this one inside. That's going to fill this count, 3-2. Zubernat working her way right back into this count. Not going down without a fight. Hofek 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. She delivers. That's going to be put into play. And it's going to get down in left field. Lindley Southern making the dive and grab. Can't quite get there. And that's going to allow the Stars to tack on another run. Zubernat safe at second. Runners now on second and third. And the Stars are up by 2. Southern sliding on her knees, trying to get there. Could not quite get to there in time. And the Cougars are trailing once again. Top of the order for the Stars. Vogel at the plate. This one's going to be chopped over. And Hofek's able to glove it and get out of the inning herself. But CUC needing to put 2 runs up to stay alive, 3 to win it. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the 10th. CUC trails by 2 after the Stars picked up 2 big-time runs to go ahead in the top of the 10th. And this is going to force the Cougars to come to life here if they want to stay alive. They need 2 to force this to yet another inning. They need 3 to be able to secure the victory. And the top of the order is on dock for the Cougars. Emily Garcia sitting with the 0-1 count. As that one misses outside, makes it a 1-1 count. Garcia, she's 1 for 3 here on the day. She was hit by a pitch in her first at-bat. She was walked in her second. She picked up a single in her third. She hasn't been able to secure a hit since the 4th inning, as that one fouled off along the first base line right towards the Cougar dugout. And Garcia checking on her teammate, Caitlin Smith, over there, making sure she wasn't in the crossfires. Umpire not set for that. He's calling a no pitch, as he was not quite ready, did not give the signal. Garcia was in the box, but he was not yet set. Garcia's going to swing at that one. It's going to go just foul along that third base line. Couple inches too far to the left. One-two count here for Garcia. Rivard, 93 pitches so far on the day. That one's going to miss outside, level this at 2-2. Cougars in a good spot with their order. Top of the lineup here, Emily Garcia due up next, Caitlin Smith, and then Jess Gang should we get there. McKyler Morris is that's going to be hit hard over to second, almost not able to contain it. And Garcia's going to find her way on base. That's going to bring Caitlin Smith now up to the plate. Caitlin Smith, 2 for 4 here in game number 2. This pitch misses, low and out for ball number 1. A quick 2-0 count here for Smith. Garcia planted over on first. This one catches in there, makes this a 2-1 count. Smith picked up 2 hits in the middle of the game, picked up an RBI single in the 4th and a single in the 6th. As she connects with that one, that's going to drop in right field. Garcia's going to hold at second. Smith holding at first. And the Cougars are slowly moving things around. Jess Gang now at the plate.
For the Cougars, the catcher, number 12, Jess Gang.
Game tying run over on first now. Go ahead run at the plate. Jess Gang, she's 2 for 5 here in game number 2. Gang's 2 hits came in her last 2 at-bats. She had a single through the left side in the bottom of the 8th. She had a RBI single in the bottom of the 6th. A 1-0 count here for Gang. No outs on the board. That one's going to drop in there for strike number 1. One and one count here. Rivard delivers in the dirt for ball number 2. Davis doing a great job keeping that ball in front of her, preventing those base runners from going anywhere. This one connected on. That's going foul, but Stars tracking it. Still going to get down in foul territory along the first base line. So Gang keeping herself alive here, but 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Gang's going to connect with that one. It's going to find grass. Garcia's rounding. She's coming home. She's safe in at home. And the Cougars only trail by 1. Jess Gang with an RBI single puts 2 runners on. And the go-ahead run is officially on base.
Number 17, Mykyler Morris.
Mykyler Morris now at the plate. Morris 4 for 4 on the day. She's got 2 singles, 2 home runs, and she was walked in her last at-bat. No outs on the scoreboard. The go-ahead run planted over at first. Morris swings the first pitch she sees. That's going to be gloved by Rivard for the out, but that is going to move the base runners around. So Morris out at first, Smith at third, and Gang at second. Caitlin Smith over on third. She represents the game-tying run. Gang on second. She represents the game-winning run. 1 out on the board. Alyssa Campos here. She connects. That's down in grass. Caitlin Smith is in. Rounding home. Going home for the game winner is Jess Gang. And Alyssa Campos does it again. Another walk-off win at the hands of Alyssa Campos. Back-to-back walk-off wins over the Stars. And the Cougars flood the field. Oh my goodness, Alyssa Campos. Back-to-back walk-offs for the freshman. You can't write a better story than that. The Cougars pick up a sweep over Dominican for the first time since 2015. What a way to close their home games this season than with a big-time sweep over the Division Street rivals in Dominican. The Stars heading home in heartbreak, and the Cougars pick up the sweep on Senior Day. And Alyssa Campos, the hero here. A fantastic outing from both teams, sending this all the way to the 10th inning. A scoreless 8th, a scoreless 9th. The Stars able to put 2 runs up in the top of the 10th, and the Cougars combating that with 3 runs in the bottom of the 10th. And you can't paint a better story if you're CUC. On a Senior Day victory, the last home game here for our 3 seniors in Callie Tierney, Jess Gang, and Ash Schro, and they get to walk away from their time at this field knowing that they picked up the first sweep over the Stars since 2015. A fantastic outing here and a great way to end their home stretch and pick up a big sweep over Dominican. Not only will that help them moving forward in the conference tournament, but that is just a big momentum booster as well. Dominican, the #1 team in the conference. CUC being able to pick up a sweep over them is going to greatly help them as they push for that #2 seed in the NAC tournament that begins next week. But as we get ready to sign off here today, we will have a senior day ceremony ready to roll here. You can catch all of that right here on the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready to begin that in just a few moments, honoring our 3 seniors here. I'm going to sign off from the Cougar Sports Network. As before we do, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that made today's production possible. Corey Welch, our Assistant Director of Athletic Communications, operating stats and in-game music here today. Eric Perry operating scoreboard and our in-stadium PA. Our producers here today, the Graduate Assistant for Athletic Communications, Sydney Lloyd and Abby Coolig. Sydney Lloyd also operating as our runner who's fixed our cameras numerous times as the weather and softball factors have impacted that. And I'm Kayla McLeod. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Stick around on the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for this Senior Day celebration. Don't want to miss it as we honor Callie Tierney, Ashley Schro, and Jess Gang right here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.